Thank you, Maria, for joining our conversation around the inner being, psychic being, as we call it in Oroville. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you, Anne.
Could you tell us in a few words what is your field of work? What is your activity?
I'm recently discovering that my field of work is about making villages.
Making villages.
Yes. And this I discovered really recently.
Okay.
That what I do is actually to make villages where the culture that I want to create and live in can thrive.
Okay.
And what I'm discovering is that I cannot do alone.
Yeah.
I cannot create a culture that doesn't kill life on Earth, which is what I'm passionate about, alone. And so for that, I need to create a village.
Okay. Village means people in the village to come up with the same goal, the same...
Yes, people and also other beings.
Yeah.
Like all the aliveness.
Okay. Where does it come from? How it came up in your life, this passion?
A lot of the resources that I use in creating this village, and a lot of the distinctions and how I came to discover this and how the way that I work comes from this game world that is called possibility management.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this at all?
Not much. Could you tell us a few words about that?
Yes. So possibility management is a game world, and a game world is any group of... We come as humans on Earth and we make up stories and we make up how to relate to one another.
Okay.
So we make up, for example, cities with laws and structures and agreements and codes of conduct so that we can relate. And so that is a game world.
In a safe field, let's say.
Yes, in a way that we have agreed to.
Okay.
So, for example, Auroville is one game world.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And possibility management is a game world that has the purpose, through me, to create a culture, yes, that doesn't kill life. Because the modern culture where I grew up and where we are as humanity, undeniably, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And what you asked is, how did I came across this, right?
Yes, and how I would like also to investigate a little bit with you. How is it this passion is related to some kind of inner guidance, because it's the topic of our conversation. So could you tell us a little bit how is it related to some inner call, to some inner way of doing things and of feeling things?
Mm-hmm. Yes, what I want to say about that is that the shift that was really transformational for me, and is what I want to talk about with you, so that other people can also know that this is possible.
Yeah.
Is that instead of relying on the mind to navigate now, instead of
world,
relying on the mind to make decisions and to navigate.
Yeah.
It is possible to also take into account the information from the emotional body, which is what I now work a lot with. So from my feelings and emotions.
In the context of Sri Aurobindo and Mother, we speak about the vital. There is the mental body, the vital body, and the physical body. So the vital would encompass everything which is related to emotions, feelings, sensations. So you put aside the mental and you find a way to express everything that comes up with your emotions to navigate, as you say, in the life?
Not exactly. What I want to share about that is, I hear you, Aurobindo, the distinction is the mental, the vital,
Yeah.
and the
Physical. And then there is also the psychic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I distinguish between 5 bodies: the physical,
Okay.
the mental,
Okay.
the emotional,
Yes.
the energetic,
Okay.
and the archetypal.
Okay.
And what I discovered is that in modern culture, in how I grew up, I had mainly given attention to the physical body, you know,
Yeah.
and then a lot to the mental body, as if my body is what carries my head.
Yeah.
It's like a vehicle
Absolutely.
to carry my head. And I came to a point in my life where I started being really angry unconsciously, and so I had a really short fuse. Like I was exploding, and I was angry about anything. I was working in a kindergarten, and I would explode with the people, and I would have roommates, and I would get really angry at them. And it was starting to become difficult to live with me and to work with me and to be me. With this necessity of just feeling so much pain because I was angry all the time and exploding and hurting people with this unconscious anger, throwing my unconscious anger at people. I started this journey of, okay, I call it ECHO, Earth Coincidence Control Office. Give me some tools to relate differently to my emotional body, with other words.
Okay, so does it mean that you said you made a call to the earth or to the universe? Is it the way that for you to find a more external or more deeper way to have some clarity or to have some guidance?
So what I want to say about that is that there's different forces that are connected with me and with you, because we are connected. Like, that we are separated is an illusion. So we are connected.
Ultimately, we are oneness.
And there are ways in which I can block those forces, which I can isolate myself. And what I discovered is that by navigating with the mind and even identifying with my mind, which is what I have done, I'm really blocking this echo, this external forces, and also all of the information from my feelings.
So does it mean that you found a way to open or to call or to let this external guidance come through you? By how did you manage to do so?
So that's when I met possibility management.
Okay.
And I started accessing the tools, and the tools that really created the possibility for me to be more alive, which is, as I started saying, creating a culture of aliveness. So how do I do that? By becoming alive first myself.
Within yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that happens through accessing my feelings and emotions. And a great doorway that I found is connecting with my anger.
How do you do so? Are you talking about your anger? What is your way to process this?
I'm really glad that you asked this, because what I offer now, and I offer it, and there's gladly many other, we call ourselves possibilitators, that offer these spaces, to these transformational containers for people to access their anger and to transform it from unconscious anger, like the one that I was being just throwing it at everyone, and that is the one that is the most common, is like the manifestations of anger that we have in modern culture are of unconscious anger. And that is part of why the relationship to this feeling is like mainly like a negative feeling.
Okay.
We don't want it because the manifestations that we have seen are unconscious. And so my work is to create this container for people to bring consciousness there, so that it becomes conscious anger, and conscious anger. Okay, and these containers are called rage clubs.
Rage
clubs.
Okay. And anger is one example. It could be any emotion, any negative emotion. It could be fear. It could be whatever emotion.
Yes, I distinguish between four feelings and emotions, which are anger, sadness, fear, and joy. And they are all neutral sources of information from my emotional body, from my wild heart, about myself and about the world.
Okay.
And so they start becoming, where I am, it's not positive or negative anymore. They are all neutral, and they can be unconscious or conscious.
Okay. So back to this call that you came up with, a call, you said call to Earth, to Mother Earth, or to Universe. I
call it Earth Coincidence Control Office.
How the reply came to you? Could you tell us a little bit?
It was really effective and immediate. I made this call, and so in a moment I was, as I said, working in a kindergarten. I was in Poland, and it was when the COVID boundaries started coming down because of the Ukraine war. And so I decided to quit everything. I quit my job, I left my apartment, I left everything, and I just left and asked, please give me something to relate to my emotional body differently. And in a week, I met possibilitators, which I didn't know that this existed.
Okay, so possibilities would be other people, other situations, or inner possibilities?
By possibilitators, I mean people that use the possibility management tools to create this culture that we call archiarchy.
Could we talk about synchronicity?
Yes.
Okay, so could you say that a good way to relate to whatever is happening within ourselves could be just to make a call, to pause and to wait for something to happen which is related to your call? Could you say so?
No, I would not recommend that. That happened then, and I'm glad. And what I can say about it is that I was in so much pain that, in a way, it's like there was something magnetic of how much necessity I had to access that the universe brought me to the tools that I needed. And I would not recommend to just ask the universe for things, because I and you are the universe. And so the doorway that I discovered and that I want to share is to go through the universe is in me.
Okay.
And so to access my anger and my fear and my sadness and my joy, to create what I want and to.
Okay, so could you say that a good way to handle whatever happens in one's life would be to stop looking outside and to start looking within oneself and just to explore? Would it be some practice?
I don't know about good way or bad way. And what wants to come out is that I find it useful to feel. I find it useful to check with the feelings.
Okay.
Because it creates more possibilities. If I am numbing my emotional body and my energetic body, and I'm only navigating from the mind, it is a quite dead experience of it's quite limiting.
Okay, so let's take the emotional body as you call it, and the energetic body. And so how, according to you, how do they relate one to another in your own life?
The energetic body is The energetic body is mainly mine and your attention.
Okay.
So, for example, now my attention is in you and in these cameras, and some in the fan, and some in my center. And so where my attention, my energetic body goes, that is where my energy will flow.
Okay.
And so it's useful to notice where that is. Where is the attention? And it's something that in school I didn't get any information or tools about. And it's useful because then they can sell me things. In the structure, in the hierarchical structure that we live in, if people are not trained to notice where is your attention, it's easy to sell you whatever, because I'm going to put things to call your attention, and then your energy will flow there.
Okay, so it's a bit related also to Sri Aurobindo's teaching and other traditions, because the first step in this path of self-development, I would say, is the observation, the self-observation. What is it coming? What it is happening within myself when I relate to you or when I observe? And this is what you practice also? Constantly to see where your energetic body goes?
Yes, and there's one really central practice that I have an impulse to share with you. Are you available?
Sure.
Which is centering. And the purpose is to bring part of that attention to my physical center. Because my physical body is in these 5 bodies that I have, the physical one is the one that is here and now. The other bodies, for example, the mind has the cool capacity that it can go to the future, it can go to the past. And the physical body has the limitation and the gift that it can only be here and now. So if I bring part of my attention, my energetic body, to my physical center,
you see the physical center would be there?
Yes, literally in the middle of my physical body. The physical center is about 3 fingers under the belly button. That is the center of my physical body.
Could we say that it's the center of gravity also of the body?
Yes, like if I was going to balance myself on something, that is the center.
Okay. Would you say that it's a daily practice? It's a routine for you to put your attention regularly on this place?
Yes, it's an never-ending, ongoing practice. And as a first step, I have this impulse to do it experientially. Are you available? So that we can do it here, and so that the people who are watching can also do it where they are, and get the experience of it, so that I'm not only talking about it.
If it's not too long, we can try.
Yes, it's about 3 minutes.
Okay.
How is that? Yes? Great. So then I invite you to close your eyes or keep them open, or whatever is more comfortable for you. And take a deep breath, so that you land in this space, in this chair where you're sitting, in a small here and a small now. And I invite you to start noticing, where is your attention right now? Simply notice where it is. And a part of it might be on the sound of the fan, or in how your feet makes contact with the ground. Or maybe with someone that is not here, or in a thought. And I invite you to start gathering from wherever they are, all of these pieces of attention into a bubble the size of an orange in front of your face. And keep breathing. And now with your intention, I invite you to move that energetic bubble into your physical center. So 3 fingers under your belly button. And you can touch this place if it helps you. You bring your attention into your physical center, so that your physical body and your energetic body, your attention, are connected. And from this place, I invite you to declare a grounding cord. That is an energetic grounding cord that goes from your physical center to the center of the earth. And you can declare it using your clicker, which is this.
Is it something that you practice daily, or is it completely part of your routine nowadays, or is it something that you take time to practice?
Mm-hmm. So it's something that I find really essential, because it's where my power comes from, where my attention is. That is where my energy will flow. So at the beginning, I started practicing, for example, when I wake up, I notice where is my attention. I bring it to my physical center. I declare a grounding cord and a bubble. We didn't get there. And then I notice where it's not about always holding it there. It's about noticing what is happening with it.
Yeah.
So maybe I open my eyes and I see a person, and my attention already went. I lost my center, and I gave it to the person. And so it's about this inner discovery of, okay, what is happening that I do that, and then what am I feeling that I did that. So it's never ending.
And you can start by practice, let's say, purposely at some point of the day, and then it becomes natural. No, I mean, you can be aware as when something happens, you can instantly be aware of what is happening. No, I am losing my center, or is it my center still there? No?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's something that at the beginning I recommend, and I did it for example, 3 times a day. I go and I do it, or I put a timer in my phone and to tell me, okay, center, ground, and bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes more and more of a constant noticing where is my attention and bringing it back there.
Yeah.
For that you need anger. It takes some conscious anger to practice anything.
Anger or fear or...
It takes anger to know, to commit to practicing, to commit to noticing what am I doing with my center.
Because anger is carrying some kind of energy which is propitious to do so?
Yes, it's the energy of anger that is the essence of, like, the energy of anger. The language of anger is yes and no. So yes, I want to practice this, and then practicing, doing, choosing is the energy of anger. So if I have no access to my anger, maybe I'm going to say later, or it takes some commitment, which is anger.
I wanted to ask you also if there are some traps in the path that you are going through, this, we could say, spiritual path or self-development path. Are there some threats or some traps that divert you from the way that you were thinking, okay, I should go? Some patterns or something that you should be cautious about?
What I want to say about that first is that in my experience, it is like what you call self-development, that it is accessing my information so that I can build a village. So it's really what it lands for me. It's really not about me at the end.
It's about a collective.
It's about how are we creating it together?
Mm-hmm.
How are we creating this culture? So I wanted to say that because it's so fundamental shift also from this modern culture of I'm gonna self-develop alone, you know.
Yeah.
That is not working.
Yeah.
So that, and then your question is about like blockages,
Yeah,
right?
blockages or maybe traps or threats or something. I mean, it could be also influences of the world or thoughts or specific things that you say, oh, I should be cautious about that and not.
Yes, the first thing that comes, and I'm glad, it's fear. That is one of the first enemies of this, exactly this. Okay, I have my anger and I know that I want to create this, and then what comes? Wanting to create anything, wanting to, for example, I arrive in Autoville and I decide I want to create a team to meet with women every week. And so, okay, I have this clarity. And then what I feel is all this fear, which is this like a first enemy of
Fear of what? Is it
of a lot of things.
Of self-confidence or?
So if I fear of failing, fear of people judging me, fear of trying something, putting a lot of energy and then it not succeeding, fear of.
Okay, and how do you handle this fear?
Yes, thank you. That's the doorway, and that's like an enemy. And then by meeting the enemy, it's another compass of aliveness. And I also say this, I also hold space, and part of my work is also Fear Club, which is the same, not the same, but a similar container to accessing anger. So accessing fear, that is often this first block.
Okay, so but because fear is a very common bad sensation and bad feeling, so I think it's of concern. Might be of concern of everyone, no?
That what I'm excited about and what really changed my life and my relationship to fear is that fear can be this like an enemy and like a block. And so, okay, I feel fear, so I'm not gonna do it. And so either this is unconscious fear. Either I freeze and I don't do it, or I run, I escape.
Okay.
And this switch into conscious fear is that whatever I'm afraid of, that is the compass, that is what will make me more alive. So if I'm afraid of speaking without knowing what I'm going to say, and I'm afraid, by doing that, I will become more alive. So whatever you're afraid of, lean into it.
Do it.
Yes. Like, and I mean, not do it, close your eyes and do it.
Yeah.
Of course, be there. But that fear can be a compass of aliveness. It will give the information of where my being, how do I need to expand so that what I want, I can bring it to life.
Well, I think it's a good advice and very much needed also, because it's a way to transform any fear in a way, diving in it and making it our compass and go on. And
I don't like to recommend, and I highly recommend fear clubs. Fear club. So just as rage club, fear club.
So you mean people gathering around fear and just talking about?
I mean, that is a possibility. And what I'm talking about is this. It's a container that comes from the possibility management game world with a fear club space holder. That is someone who has done some work in accessing their own fear. And so in the measure that I can feel my fear from 0% to 100%, I can be with your fear. So I can hold space for your fear. Okay. And so it's one of these containers that I'm...
Maybe we can put some links below the video. Okay, I think we're good, no? Unless you have something more to...
I feel complete. I thank you for creating this possibility to bridge your circle and my circle, and for the people of my circle to get to know what you're doing, what is happening here, and vice versa.
This is the purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you then.